guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Peachy and this channel is all about my Sylvanian families collection. For today's video, I'm going to be setting up another house, and it's this one here, which is the oldest house that I have in my collection. This is the Deluxe Family Home, which was released into the UK range in 1987. So a really vintage piece. And I think this was either the second or third house that was ever released into the range as well. In my village, the Waters Beavers live in this house, and they're just standing here awaiting their house to be fully decorated. And my vision for this house was to try and decorate it with as much vintage furniture, particularly the kind of dark green Tomy era furniture, as I could. So that's what I've been collecting, and that's what we're going to go with. This house is interesting because it's one of the only houses I have that doesn't really have a front facade. So the back of the house is quite plain. If I turn it around and show you, so it's just kind of this slatted design like you see on some of the older shops, and it's got this chimney stack. All of the windows do open though, which is a nice feature. It's very similar to other buildings of this age. But I wouldn't really say this is a kind of front of house facade. I would say that's quite clearly the back. So the only real way to display it is this way round. The door to the house is also here on the side, so it's just over here. And that's plastic with a metal handle, and then there's also a window on this side of the house as well. And these curtains that are in here, which are very cute, they're a nice kind of pink floral fabric with a white trim on the top. They're actually Sylvanian Families branded, and I have the box for those somewhere, so let me just grab that. So here's the box, and you can see them on the front there, and these are made to fit kind of these old style houses. So that's, I think, the original house. Then there's one with a balcony and this one, and this will fit any of those windows. And if I remember correctly, it just kind of sticks on with kind of double-sided tape around the windows. But now let's get on to the decoration. So I'm going to start with this room up the top here, and I'm going to have this as a kind of bedroom space. So I've got some bedroom furniture to put in there. First of all, I've got this green bed, and I figured that will be like the parents' bed, but they didn't seem to really do double beds in the older sets. It was mostly these kind of single beds. So I guess only one parent is sleeping at a time. Then I've also got this wardrobe. I really like the shape of this wardrobe, and the little handles on it are metal, and then it's got some hangers inside. And I'm going to pop that there. Then I've got a little dressing table, and that one has a drawer, again with metal handles, and that one I'm going to pop over here with the little stool that goes with it. Then I also have a cot, and this one's got, I really like the fabric on this for the kind of mattress and the little wrap for the baby. And it's got a side, so this is pretty much the same mould as the kind of flare era cots in terms of how it works, but obviously it's in this lovely dark green. I'm going to pop that one there. And then I have this tiny doll's house version of the house, which I think it would be a crime not to put inside the bigger version of the house. So I'm going to pop that in here along with this little box of furniture, so the children have something to play with in the bedroom. And then that's this space kind of filled up. I would like to make like a pillow and duvet for the bed at some point. I think that would be nice. Maybe in kind of similar fabric to this, so maybe yellows and pinks. But for now, I'm kind of done with that room, so we'll move downstairs. So for the downstairs, I'm intending to make a kitchen on this side and kind of a living space on the side by the door. So we'll start with the kitchen, and I have this lovely old sink unit with the kind of gold tap and sink, and then it's got the pipe underneath and all of these cupboard doors open. And I think I'm going to put that here in the back. And then I also have this very kind of early oven unit. So this is kind of all one piece. None of the pieces open on this. But I think it fits well with the era of the house, so I'm going to pop that one just there. And then I have a fridge, and the fridge I would have really liked is the green version of this mould, but I couldn't find one of those for a reasonable price, so we're going with the white version, which is slightly newer, I think, but it gives the same effect. And I'm going to pop that one just over here. Then I've got this little basket, which I figure is probably the laundry basket, which I'm going to pop in as well. And then also the spice rack, I'm going to pop on the wall over here. Oops, dropped all my spices. Let's stick it first and then we'll put the spices back in. There's the spice rack. And I also have a kitchen table to put in. So here with the two chairs, and then that kind of finishes off the kitchen portion of the house. So then we'll move over here into the living area. So for this one, I've got this cute little bookshelf with the little rainbow coloured books on it. And again, I would like to get the green version of this, but I couldn't find it. So we're going with this version for now, and then if I happen to find the other version, then I'll update the house and put the green version in instead. But for now, we're going with that one. Then I've got this cute little telephone table. I really love the legs on this one. I wish they did this in a brown colour. I think they might have in Japan, but I don't think we ever got one here in the UK. But it's got a little drawer with a metal handle again, and also the telephone, which is also green, but it has these parts are metal, so the phone and the receiver are metal, which is very nice. Put on the telephone table by the door. Then I've got this old-fashioned TV, which opens out to show the screen, and then it's got dials on it. I really love this TV. I've got it a couple of times. I think I've got 3 of these actually. It's one of my favourite Sylvanian TVs. And you've got little cards up here so you can change the pictures. I'm going to pop that in the corner at the back here. And then I've got the little cuckoo clock, which is quite common for this time era, and I'm going to pop that on the wall just back here. I think that looks nice with the rest of this furniture being that it's brown, but it's also got the hints of green and red on it like the rest of the colour scheme. And then I've got a really old sofa and chair set, so I love the pattern on this, it's so pretty. 2 different pinks and then blue flowers with the green leaves, and I just think it looks really lovely. And then it's got the green on the end, and I'm going to pop these around the TV. So I've got the sofa, and then I've got 2 armchairs as well, and I think these are sold separately as the 2 armchairs and then the sofa as well. And put one over here and one here. And then I figured that this little space was a bit empty, so I thought that we would put some toys down here as well, since you'll see in a moment this family has quite a lot of children. So I thought some toys down here would be nice to keep the children entertained downstairs as well. So that's how this floor is looking. And then I'll grab the beavers and pop them in and show you at the end. And now here's the house with everybody in. This is the Tomy era Waters Beaver family. I've also got the Flair era, but they are elsewhere. And for this one, the family unit was the father, mother, sister and brother, but I've somehow ended up with 3 sisters, all wearing different outfits though, so I've decided that they're triplets instead. And then the 2 babies as well, and I know they are Bucky and Bubble. I'm so happy that I finally got around. I've been putting off decorating this house for the longest time because I just wasn't sure kind of how I wanted to do it, and I had some bits of furniture but not enough to kind of decorate the whole house, and I wasn't really sure which furniture I wanted to pick, so I finally made myself sit down and really have a think about it, and I'm really happy with how it's come out, and I'm sure the beavers are very pleased to not be living in a house that's kind of stuffed full of furniture anymore, because it ended up being a little bit of a dumping ground for me to just put random bits and pieces of furniture. So I'm sure they're very happy to have their house back in kind of a livable way. So that's all for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed setting up this house with me and getting a closer look at some of this really vintage furniture. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.